with a quill in his hat and a pep in his step.
Let's just look at this blobfish for the next 40 years of my life.
You should not be more confident than you deserve.
I mean, I think you're a terrible person, but that has nothing to do with it. I'm gonna go listen to some punk now.
Sushi jackknife. 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 Sushi jackknife.
We just went to McDonald's.
We did. We were there.
I didn't know McDonald's existed in the future now. I had no idea that when you go in, there is a blazing hot digital kiosk that you can order from, which customize your order and pay if you have a card.
The future is now.
It's all right there.
Yeah.
There's even a help button. If you need help, you just push the button.
Which has got to be a little bit discouraging. If you go to the kiosk and you're like, I don't have to talk to people, and you can't figure it out.
Yep. It's like automated checkout at the grocery store.
Yeah. Automated checkout at the grocery store never works quite right for me.
Yeah.
Because I always forget when I'm there and I go through it that, oh yeah, I have beer.
That happens to me every time.
And then then you have to stand there and you have to wait for the child who's definitely I mean, they all seem like children to me.
Sure.
You have to wait for them to come over and look at what you have and then look at your ID and then key something in.
Yeah, there's some sort of black magic they have to do on the machine to get it to you out.
I've always wondered if anyone just memorizes the code.
Yeah.
And because you can, I mean, all they do is hit a button and then it asks for the code. If I memorized the child's code, I could just buy whatever I wanted without anyone knowing.
I really like this idea. I really like it. Do you think if we loitered around the Kroger self-checkout long enough, we could figure this out?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I don't think they have any interest in in doing it anyway, so they'd probably be like, yeah, that's fine. Here's the code. Here it is.
Help yourself.
Please. Don't make me walk over there.
Does that happen to you too, where when you're checking out, you realize the person waiting on you is it 18?
Yeah.
They have to be to sell you beer?
I don't know if it's 18
or
but
21.
It's too young.
It's
whatever
gotta be
it
21.
is.
Yeah.
I've had that too many times where you're standing there and then they're like, hold on 1 second, and you see them just wildly gesturing
That's right.
for someone to come over. And you're like, oh, okay. I forgot children work here.
Welcome to Sushi Jackknife.
Hey!
Hello, everyone. Hoping you enjoyed hearing us flounder around trying to find a good place to get a drink.
Oh, and flounder we did.
Full of bars. Yeah, we floundered.
We floundered so hard.
By the end of that, I'm sure everyone could tell that we were a couple drinks deep, and they weren't light drinks. So
yeah,
we were a little loopy by the end.
You know, loopy's fun.
It is fun.
Loopy's not bad.
I think it was a good time.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else had fun, but I had fun.
Well, really, isn't that what matters?
I think so.
If you're tuning into this for fun, I don't know what you're doing.
I wanted to show you something that came in the mail.
Oh boy.
This week. And look, I don't know what this is about, okay? This is a postcard addressed to, not to me, someone who must have lived here prior to me. And this is for a William. Now, William has been invited to something called Cock of the Walk.
Oh. Well, he sounds very confident.
Yeah. And there's a picture of a hat with a very large feather in it.
I didn't think that was where that sentence was going.
It says underneath, the first 35 people to call, 35 seems oddly specific, will receive free dinner for you and one other couple. Call now, 855-852-6825.
So you called?
No, I was waiting for you. It says, Nathan, please join us for a complimentary steak dinner. Asterisk, additional dinner choices available.
What?
I thought that was cute.
What's the catch here?
That's just one side of the card. It says, join us for a free green energy products presentation.
Okay.
It says, did you enjoy paying your energy bill this month? Learn how to lower your heating and cooling bills dramatically. This award-winning information shows you how to save dramatically, which is capitalized dramatically, on your rising utility bills. This technology, capitalized, was developed by NASA and is now being introduced to the general public through a free steak dinner program.
What? This really is Trump's America now, isn't it?
It's so weird.
We're just pimping out government secrets for free steak dinners now.
The savings discovered at this meeting will benefit you, all caps here, all year long. Space is limited. Homeowners and adults only, please. Which makes you wonder, is this one of those key fob parties?
Oh, man.
The free steak dinner. I feel like we should call. You want to call this?
Yeah, why not?
And see what happens? I mean, it hasn't happened yet. This is happening on April 10th. We're recording on April 4th. So we could still go to this, potentially. Or on April 11th, there are two chances to win here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, check it out. It's the strangest amalgamation of things. I don't know how green energy products, free steak dinner, and cock of the walk all go together. I struggle to understand what's happening.
I was hoping looking at it would give me more information.
It doesn't, does it?
No, it gives me nothing.
It just continues to confuse you. Okay, let's see if anyone picks up. Maybe we're after their bedtime. It is late in the evening.
Hello, you have reached the presentation reservation line. Please leave the name of the restaurant and time you would like to attend and how many in your party, along with your name and phone number. Your phone number is very important as it is how we will confirm your reservation. Please do not call multiple times. We will return every call in the order as they are received. Thank you very much.
Should I
We
leave a
look forward
message?
to meeting you and have a great day.
Please leave your message after the tone.
We need
When
more
done,
information.
hang up or press the pound key.
Hi, yeah, I was hoping to get some more information. I received a postcard about a cock of the walk, and I wanted to know if I'm still within the first 35 people to call. I would very much like a free dinner for myself and another couple. I do have a couple other questions. I saw that it said to leave your checkbook at home. Would I also need to leave debit cards and credit cards at home, or are those permitted at the dinner? Also, I wanted to know a little bit more about the technology developed by NASA. Was it used on a rocket ship?
Near a rocket ship?
If it was involved in the rocket, I would be a lot more interested in it. If you could give me a call back with that information, that would be great. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
I wonder if we'll hear back.
I
really doubt it.
I did not leave my phone number.
No, you
so
didn't. It's the most confusing group of things. I really don't understand. Is there any kind of website or anything?
Well, no, they're talking about checkbooks. Of course, there's not a website.
True. So this seems like something designed to prey on the old.
Please bring this card to the meeting. If you are married, you must bring your spouse.
Okay.
Or, I'm just adding this myself, someone willing to pretend to be your spouse.
Oh, yes.
Strictly educational information only. Leave your checkbook at home. Nothing can be purchased at this informational dinner. First-time attendees only.
What kind of steak you think you're getting at a place like this?
I mean, the picture looks really good. It definitely doesn't look like they Googled steak dinner and then found one and threw it on there.
What the hell is going on? Anyway, I couldn't let that go. That was a weird thing.
Cock of the walk right there.
Cock of the walk. That, and there was a smashed cell phone right beside my mailbox this week.
Someone,
I don't know.
Well, you know what that means.
What?
William came. He saw his card. He called. Found out he was the 36th caller.
Yeah.
Smash!
Poor William.
It was just out of fury.
Oh, I feel bad for you, William. And
He wanted the free steak dinner, but now he has to pay.
I do hope that he gets what's coming to him. Anyway.
I just imagine that whoever William is. Oh no.
Can't go.
You have to take that. And your spouse.
We'll take it back together.
You have to take the card and your spouse. I assume that whoever William is, just because he's being invited to things called Cock of the Walk, he walks with quite a strut.
I imagine so.
I would imagine a significant strut. A strut I can only dream of.
With a quill in his hat and a pep in his step.
Mm-hmm. He's just walking along. He's doing that to himself.
William is the kind of guy who has it all figured out. Mm-hmm. Total confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Can I tell you about this fucker?
Is it William?
Hard segue. No, his name's not William. I'm not going to say his name. Has it always been the case? Maybe this is because I'm older now. Has it always been the case? I work with a lot of people that are younger than me. 10 plus years younger than me at this point.
Okay.
Because I'm 34.
You work with children.
I work with children. Some children, right? A good many of them are female, and they seem to mostly have their shit together, as they usually do. And a few males that tend not to last very long, because the number of them that turn out to be creepers is rather high. Mm-hmm. Has it always been this way?
I have actually wondered this a lot.
Okay. I'm glad I brought it up then.
So I have a coworker who is she's I believe 26.
Okay.
Single in the dating world.
Yeah. Well, she's at the age where she wants to settle down kind of,
she's off of all the dating apps.
Okay.
Because every dating app, if you matched with someone or whatever, this is how it went down. Hi, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Dick pic.
Wow.
Every single one of them.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And so I've wondered, like, is that a thing that our generation would have done?
Yeah.
And we just didn't have it available? Or have they just gotten creepier?
Like we slightly missed it?
Right.
Well, what specifically the case I'm talking about is the kind of guy who probably hasn't had much luck with women.
Well, look, they never have.
Right.
Especially dick pic guy. Let's be honest.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're just randomly throwing it out there, like it's a numbers game at that point. Like if I send it to 1,000 people, one of them might go, huh.
He's doing this Moneyball.
That's interesting. All right.
Moneyball style.
I didn't know you had one of those. Wow. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So the type of guy this is a not terribly good looking, not terribly charming, with no game,
right?
Type of guy, right? And okay, look, I've been that guy. Like,
okay,
I was that guy. I was really nerdy. I had girlfriends, but like not that many, and I never had super luck with girls. But these guys, I've met at least 3 of them now within the same work environment who are that way, but they're convinced that they are like God's gift, and they're not. I don't understand.
You know what happened?
What happened?
They found the one person who got a dick pic and went, huh.
And so now they think that every interaction is right.
Wow, that's interesting.
But
it's short and thin.
Is that a clitoris? Wait a second. I mean, I just don't understand.
I don't know
how they're so confident.
I'm not. Well,
I was never that confident.
I'm not helpful with this either because I wasn't / still am not that confident. But I was the guy who accidentally had game and didn't know it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was the guy, and I'm sure we've mentioned this at some point in the 8,000 episodes we've done here, but that never knew a girl liked him until after I'd already blown it by waiting so long. And then it was like, oh.
So you were just an idiot.
Yeah. No, a complete moron. Let me tell you this story.
Yeah.
High school. I had a girl I had gone to junior high with.
Okay.
All the way through high school with. She, apparently, as I learned later, liked me.
Okay.
One year, she baked me cupcakes for my birthday.
Nathan.
I got the cupcakes and went, wow, thanks, that's nice, and then just went on my merry little way. None of this registered with me. It's not normal for high school girls to just bring cupcakes for anyone's birthday.
That is true.
That's not a thing people do.
She remembered it was your birthday.
She knew it was my birthday.
B, she made cupcakes.
She went out of her way to probably from a mix. I'm not going to give her too much.
Fine.
Courtney probably wasn't baking from scratch.
Courtney has a life. She doesn't have time to make that shit from scratch.
She's a high schooler. There's homework.
Yeah.
She was in band. She's got to play the French horn.
She has a future of her own.
Right.
Outside of the obvious future she has with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so she made these cupcakes.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh, neat. That's neat that you did that.
You were so stupid.
Yeah, and
boy.
It wasn't even like shortly thereafter that it dawned on me.
Yeah.
It was like a full year and a half later that I went, oh.
Were you telling the story to someone else? And then it hit you?
Maybe I was.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay.
But I was just thinking about the cupcakes at one point. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a signal. Baking fresh baked goods and bringing them to a place where there is no food like that is a signal.
And she also stuck her neck out there socially.
Yeah. And
she did that at school.
I smashed her. Completely not aware that I was doing it.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, Courtney, you're not. I'm sorry. They were fine.
I hope your life turned out really well.
I'm sure I haven't.
Everything's fine.
I haven't Facebook stalked her because I don't do that.
I don't do it either.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, not that sounds rude.
Yeah.
I hope she's having a fine life. I don't care to go look and see how fine it is.
You're not digging around.
Yeah. It's weird.
That's a little much. Yeah. I understand. Okay. I have noticed with the people younger than us, like 5-10 years younger than us, if they meet a person, they will immediately reference their social media to see like what this person's really like.
Well,
like,
you have to now.
You do, to get a beat on them, right? To get an idea.
Otherwise, you find out 2 months into just being friends with a guy,
right?
He's dick pic guy.
That's a very good point. Numbers game.
Yeah. I've known her for a couple months.
I mean, I feel like people preach that confidence is the way to go. That's not always true. It's like, know thyself.
Yeah.
Like
there's a limit.
Yeah. You should not be more confident than you deserve. If you're beautiful and muscular and, I don't know, have a great jawline, then I mean, even for people like us, though. Yeah. Normies.
No. I don't feel like the I'm super confident game plays there even.
No, you and I were funny and entertaining.
Funny is better.
That was better.
Funny's better.
Yeah.
It gets you cupcakes.
Sure it does.
You don't know what they mean.
Right.
But you get them.
So I don't know if I've ever told the story on the show before, but when college happened, college is a new chance.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I thought, oh my God, there's all these amazing girls everywhere in college, right? And I really liked this girl who was a little bit older than me. Really liked her. She's doing fantastic things, by the way. I don't know what she's doing. But last I checked,
she's doing great things, I assume.
Last I heard, like a decade ago, she was very successful in what she wanted to do, like a passion.
Okay, good.
So that's great. No interest in me whatsoever. Zero interest in me. One time for Valentine's Day, I got her a box of chocolates, a heart-shaped little box of chocolates that with a train on it that said, "I choose you." And I gave it to her, and the reaction, I mean, you know how some paint is high gloss and other paint is flat?
Yeah.
I'm going to risk sounding like it was an honest reaction. It was like the flattest, emotionless.
Oh, thank you.
Robotic reaction.
If some paint is high gloss and some is flat, she was the primer.
Yes, it was a kills type reaction. I'm gonna edit out the part where I said
okay
because I feel bad about it.
Okay,
and I'm gonna edit out the one I just said also, or reverse it or something.
What are you gonna edit out now?
I don't know anymore. I'm gonna have to really listen to this. So that was embarrassing.
Yeah.
What was another one? I mean, it went better when college came around, I guess.
Yeah.
Because something happens. Like the playing field gets leveled a little bit more.
Well,
suddenly.
in college, from my experience, none of the, like, I'm a jock.
Right.
None of that matters anymore. Because everyone's like, I'm an 18-year-old and I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Am I on the edge of my mortality? I don't understand. And so it's more even.
It's more even, yeah.
Yeah, I did have a lot more attention from females in college than in high school.
Yeah, likewise.
But also in high school, I just may not have noticed.
Well, also in high school, it was pretty much zero for me. Like, pretty much zero.
Yeah. You needed a Courtney.
I did. Well, I mean, there were...
you probably would have noticed.
I definitely would have noticed because I was looking for it.
Yeah,
at every turn.
I was not.
Desperate for it. Everywhere.
I was like, wow, that girl's pretty cool. I'm going to go listen to some punk now.
Yeah. I feel bad about what I said before now. I'm just being honest. That's not a nice thing to say, what I said. It's edited anyway.
We've moved on.
We'll move on.
We've moved on.
Do you think I'm a bad person?
I mean, I think you're a terrible person, but that has nothing to do with it.
Okay, thanks. Good.
You're, I mean, just the scum of the earth.
Sometimes you reach for a joke and then you're like, nah, shouldn't have reached that far.
I feel like what you were trying to do
Yeah.
was Joe Rogan, the podcast.
Oh, God.
You were trying to Joe Rogan
I wouldn't have
this.
done that. I won't do that to us.
So tell me, like aliens, though, right?
When did it become a thing that we make fun of Joe? I mean, we have.
I've made fun of Joe Rogan for years.
You have. You've done it throughout the show.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
aliens, lizard people, right?
I did listen to, and again, I don't listen to his show all the time, but I did listen to an episode yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, where he did talk about the fact that he was drinking like some kind of mushroom infused coffee, and I was like,
"Of course he is."
I was like, "Yeah, that's right." Like,
of course, that's on brand.
Totally on brand.
We're not surprised by that.
Totally on brand.
It would be more surprising if he came in and went, "Well, I was at Starbucks today."
Yeah,
and you'd be like, "Joe Rogan did what?"
Mm-hmm. He does like chicken and waffles. I found that out. But who doesn't?
I mean, there's no one who. Anyone who dislikes chicken and waffles is a broken person.
I agree. I agree. No better food has ever graced the earth.
I don't think I could trust a person who hated fried chicken. Like, just
Not
across the board hated all
Right.
fried chicken.
Not that they're vegan, not that they have a health thing.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Right.
Like just the idea of fried chicken, they hate it.
They don't like it.
I don't know.
Like they taste it and they're like, ew.
Yeah, this is gross.
Yeah.
Could I get this baked? Do you have broiled chicken? I don't think I could trust that person because that's not an honest reaction. It's impossible to dislike fried chicken.
I agree. You might not be a legitimate human.
Mm-hmm. Even Joe Rogan likes fried chicken.
So he had this is not a commentary on his show, but he had a guy on his show, a researcher who was interesting in his own right. But I wanted to bring up something that the researcher said. They were talking about having friends that don't agree with you politically and how that's important. Right? Like we don't have we don't have to agree with each other all the time.
I don't even need to know why he says that.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's true, right? It's true. But this guy was saying, he's just listening to him talk. He's probably he's probably fairly moderate, liberal, whatever, something
right.
There. He says he has a friend who was a hardcore libertarian. So libertarian, in fact, and I wanted to bring this up because I've never heard this before, and I think it's absurd. So libertarian that this guy thinks that roads should be privatized.
I have heard that.
Have you heard that before?
Oh, I've heard that.
How does that work? That would mean
it doesn't make any sense.
That would mean that people could charge you
for
driving on their road.
If you start poking holes in the libertarian belief, I mean, you've got a long journey of hole poking.
That's a hole, though. Like, I mean, a pothole. But how does that work? I mean, no one. So poor people couldn't go anywhere,
right?
Like that's the
right.
That's how that goes.
Yeah,
rich people can go literally move, wherever they want,
and poor people cannot.
Yeah.
Which so there's so many different libertarian things that come down, like when you start looking at it, it comes down to that would just screw over poor people.
Yeah.
But I've also never met or heard of or seen a libertarian that has money. Like
I would think the opposite. I would think that doesn't have money.
Yeah, most of the libertarians that you see on things are the kind that, the kind of person that is, preparing for end of the world.
Yeah, doomsday preppers. Yeah, for sure.
They don't have money.
Yeah,
they spend it all on rations.
Right. Right.
They can't afford a road.
It's all tied up in silver.
Yeah,
like they've invested in
And they buy a lot of gold,
hard currency,
and bury it.
Right.
There are many libertarians who are burying their money.
By the way, have you heard about the flat Earth cruise? Taking a cruise to the edge of the world. Actually, I think they believe it's an ice wall now. They've modified their view.
Okay, well, it's about
so that
it's about time they made it scientifically accurate.
Right. It's no longer that you just fall off the end of the world which we have seen from space. P.S. The world which we have pictures of.
I can tell you why that's wrong.
Oh, okay.
In a minute.
Okay. But now we're cruising to see the ice wall, which is in fact the edge of the world.
Yeah, I'm looking to see who all is going to be there. I have heard of literally not one of these people.
Okay.
That are their special guests.
Yeah.
It looks so reputable. $200
to go on this cruise?
Yeah,
that's a cheap ass cruise.
It's a full 2-day access pass.
Could you stand it? 2 days.
$400 you get VIP. That gets you front row to all of the sessions. Plus an exclusive mixer.
Oh, a party? Like a mixer as any party.
Like you could go to this mixer and just walk around and go, "Hey, do you think the earth is round?" "Yeah, me neither."
I almost want to go to. Where does it embark from? Like cruises,
knowing how firm their grasp of
Geography.
of Earth is, it's got to be from like the middle of Wyoming or something.
We're taking a land cruise. Oh, what a wonderful land cruise we're going on.
I don't see.
It's from Tennessee.
I don't see any. Oh, I'm sorry. This was the Flat Earth Convention.
Oh, okay.
They're just counting down to the cruise on there.
Oh, where's the convention?
Dallas.
Well, sure.
223 days, 12 hours, 19 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Till the cruise.
Till the cruise.
Embarks. Okay, so is it worth our time and money to go?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, how many, if they believe that, what I would want to know is if you truly believe the Earth is flat, are you just an all-out weirdo on everything, or is it just the one thing? Like you're a normal person, you have a family, or even if you don't have a family, you date, you send people pictures of your penis,
right.
You go to cocktail parties.
I'm imagining just like a suburban dad,
Yeah.
who fairly. Let's even say he's left-leaning in this scenario.
Sure.
He's like, yeah, global warming's a real problem.
Yeah.
And, I really think our politicians need to focus on bringing up the poorer sector of the economy.
Right.
The Earth is flat. And
Moving on.
just throw that out there.
Transgender bathrooms. I mean,
Yeah.
why can't they use the bathroom of their choice?
I mean, we're all people,
Yeah, they identify
on this
with.
flat disc that we call Earth.
Right. Held up by, sequential turtles all the way down.
So, the pictures.
Yeah.
This is the explanation for why, from space,
Okay.
all the pictures make the Earth look round.
Like a big marble.
Now, obviously, there are the conspiracy people
Sure.
who are like, NASA's trying to trick us. For what? I don't know. But yeah.
For the secret technology at the Cock of the Walk party. That's what for.
That's the secret technology.
That's it.
It proves that the Earth is actually flat.
Boom.
This is the explanation I read.
Okay.
Lenses are curved.
Uh-huh.
No, that's the whole thing.
And so every picture...
And so it makes it look curved.
Oh, okay. Because
All lenses are curved.
I took a Polaroid of your dog.
And it looked round, right?
No. No, it came out on a little flat thing.
My favorite thing, flat Earth related,
Okay.
and I know I've mentioned this at some point on here, but I don't care, is the rapper B.O.B.
Oh, yeah.
is a huge
He's
flat
a big flat
earther.
earther, yeah. You have
At
mentioned
one
that.
point, he had some sort of crowdfunding thing going,
Yeah.
so that he could raise money to put a satellite in orbit to prove the Earth is flat. How do you think orbit works around a flat surface?
That is
You believe in the technology that allows us to orbit,
Yeah.
the science involved in that, but you don't believe that it's round. It makes no sense.
I mean, for some, is it a hobby? I don't know. Like, okay, conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
There's lots of flavors of that.
Yeah. Most of them are very fun.
Yeah, they're fun. They're
I
interesting.
love
I mean,
conspiracies.
if you do you?
I mean, I don't believe any of them, but I love
you like engaging
conspiracy theories.
Yeah, you like sort of taking away your logical brain.
I mean, there are a lot
minute.
that I want to be true,
yeah,
but they're not.
right. You know,
I would
better.
love to think that most of the government are lizard people.
Yeah, it's fun.
They're not.
If they were,
Right.
we could launch a rebellion,
Just
and it'd be like Star Wars all the time.
Just
That'd
turn
be
the
awesome.
temperature down
Yeah.
in all the government buildings, and they all go into a coma.
I heard this other really interesting thing, not on Joe Rogan, this week about like sex differences and how that, well, like female and male, right? And how
Not
that comes,
sexual differences.
right? Like sex, like as in
Right. Gender.
right?
Yeah.
Well, not gender.
Well,
sex.
but yes.
Yeah. Jeez, this is hard. So those arise in different ways in different animals. Like obviously with us, it's chromosomes.
Yeah.
And most primates and mammals, right? I think some birds have a different thing going, and then some reptiles, it's based on temperature. Like you're either male or female based on the temperature.
Interesting.
Yeah. So sea turtles, right?
Yeah.
Endangered. Been working for a long time. Conservationists have been working to preserve sea turtle habitat, sea turtle populations, right?
Right.
So they take sea turtle eggs, put them in a room, hatch them, and then let them go, right? Problem is, they accidentally biased sea turtles to have an overly male population
Because of the
temperature that the eggs were kept at. And so now there aren't enough. I think this is right. I could be wrong about this. I think it's that there are too many male sea turtles and not enough female sea turtles in this particular like subset of sea turtle. Not all sea turtles, but so like that's one of those examples of how humans like can just fuck shit up because biology is so complicated.
So
It's so complex. Yeah.
so in nature,
Yeah.
how you end up with males and females then if they're all in the same place?
Well, I guess it must be a pretty slight difference. And also they're not all the eggs aren't in the same.
Well,
You know, they
but I mean, typically the sea turtles that are
yeah.
in one area are going to still be in that area with
maybe
those sea turtles.
Well, maybe on the other beach,
maybe.
you know.
I guess that's true.
You know
It
what I'm
could be it could be that slight
It could
where
be
it's
that
like
slight,
1
yeah.
degree different and
Right. I mean, another crazy thing is there are fish and amphibians that change sex based on like the need. Like, oh, there's too many.
that's a
there's-
handy
Yeah.
handy skill.
There's too many girls. I will become a boy.
I mean,
you
that's a very
Yeah.
handy skill for a fish to have.
Right. Well, this researcher, she was given. I don't remember her name, unfortunately. She was given a talk at the Royal Academy, which I follow on YouTube.
You would.
I do, and I like science. Like half the time when I'm not listening to just like stupid bullshit, I'm listening to science stuff.
That's why you like Joe Rogan so much.
yeah,
of his-
exactly. It's both
because of his science.
So.
Telekinesis, right?
So she's studied all this and they've broken down all these different ways that it happens. What was I talking about? The ones that change, right?
Yeah.
The ones that change based on clownfish. The story of Finding Nemo is bullshit. Because
Well-
had the mother died, daddy fish would have become a female.
Wait a second.
Yeah. I think that's how
Are
that works.
you telling me that the cartoon about the fish
Yeah.
that Ellen DeGeneres voiced one of
Right.
was not a documentary?
I don't want to burst your bubble here, but
So that dentist
Yeah.
didn't really have
No.
Nemo.
no. And the pelican wasn't their friend.
Was Nemo's fin really wonky?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Sure, I'll give you
All
that.
right, I'm still on board then. That's the one truth that I can't cancel out. Nemo has a bad fin.
Oh yeah, that was the whole crux. So, yeah, but all that stuff is very interesting. I think. I mean, it's just, biology is. I could, as I've previously stated, I can never be a biologist because it's gross. Like
It
many
is
creatures, so many creatures are just gross.
Here's the thing about biology.
Yeah.
Biology is interesting. But the lower you go down, it becomes less interesting and you spend more time there.
Right.
Like you're not spending, as a biologist, a lot of time on primates and stuff most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Most biologists are spending their time looking at
Lampreys, which are just
blobfishes.
yeah. Right.
Let's just look at this blobfish for the next 40 years of my life.
I mean, the kinds of creatures that live in the sea that are essentially tubes with horrible teeth on the end.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if they all die. Like, unless it affects...
It would.
It would. It would. Okay, so I do care. I do
Yeah.
care if they all die.
Yeah.
Because I don't want everything else in the ocean to die.
Right.
I'm not emotionless, right? But I don't ever want to see one of those things up close, even if it's dead. I don't want to see it. I don't want to cut it open. Did you dissect things in school? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did you dissect?
Fetal pig.
Yeah, I did that too.
Oh man, that's a gross one.
Yeah, that was bad.
I was really bummed out that we didn't do frogs because I feel like a frog would have been a lot less gross than a fetal pig.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what it was about our school, but we did. This is like the end of middle school. We did a worm and a frog, and I think we did a pig. And then when I was in high school, we did a fucking cat.
That was just the neighbor's cat.
Well, there was a bag of dead cats.
And those were the neighbor's cats.
My biology teacher brings in a trash bag full of, I don't know, a dozen, 15.
Were they... Like, was there formaldehyde involved in these?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, they were preserved.
It wasn't just like a bag of cats he had.
And they were all bald. You know, the fur had been removed, but...
Oh, can you imagine having the job of fur removal for the biology class cats?
Sounds terrible.
Oh.
Sounds really... It's just funny to me that you can... Somewhere in this country, there's a catalog.
Yeah.
For biology teachers, where you can buy a sack of dead cat. Like there's an Oriental trading of biology supplies that will sell you earthworms, fetal pigs, frogs, sack of cats, whatever you want.
I've got to see if I can
probably
find this.
Supplies so you can grow your own lampreys. I don't know.
Let's see.
These things are horrible.
Preserved specimens. Page 1 of preserved specimens.
Top choice.
You can buy them in bulk.
Of course you can. Where do they find these fucking cats?
Here is a cat. Oh, that's very upsetting. 10 inches to 14 inches long.
Okay.
It does not look like it died in a peaceful way.
Does it look like it's screaming?
Yeah.
Because the cat that I dissected in 10th grade looked like it was screaming when it died.
I find that off-putting.
Yeah. I mean, I think it might be just the rictus. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
That might be what it is.
Oh, you can buy them skinned or not skinned.
Oh, God. Okay.
The skinned one costs more.
Oh, I remember that smell.
$41 if you want to buy a skinned double cat.
Double cat?
I don't know. They're all called double cats. I haven't seen a single cat yet.
Okay. Well, he must have gone for the skin double cats because they didn't have any fur.
Oh, there's the fetal pig and having some fun flashbacks there. That's great.
We took out every organ that it had.
Yeah. Now see, a squid. I could have done a squid.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a problem dissecting a squid.
Yeah, fuck squid. Squid are weird.
A snake. Yeah. Why not? All over. Man, there are a lot of cats. Wow. A mink?
Ew. Do they have like little blurbs on there like Best Buy, top seller?
This one is rated 5 stars.
Wow.
The single mink is pretty good. A lamprey.
There is a lamprey?
Yeah. Only $8. You could, you have a child. It's time for him to start learning things. Just let him cut open a lamprey. See what's in there.
There will never, if I have anything to do with it, there will never be a lamprey anywhere close to me in my lifetime.
It will be dead.
It doesn't matter. They're just horrible looking.
What about getting him a skinned planed cat?
That would be better. Those things are, well, he likes cats a lot. That would be terrible.
Yeah, I don't feel like that would end well.
Those other things are living nightmares, though.
$45 for a leech.
That's weird. One leech?
You are not getting a lot of bang for your buck there.
No.
An octopus? That's only $10. You can get an octopus for a quarter of the price of a leech. I don't understand how biologists are pricing their dissection animals. I don't get it.
It's weird that there's a whole industry there, though, you know? Like,
Yeah.
There's some guy named Bob whose job it is to justify the spreadsheets on all that shit.
Okay, let's put Bob on the dating app here.
All right.
Bob's not a dick pic guy.
No. Bob, as it turns out, has a sizable.
Yeah, he's a nice person.
Yeah.
Average looking.
Yeah.
Meets a girl.
Huge cock.
And they're he's the cock of the walk. Yeah. And they're
free steak dinner.
They're messaging back and forth.
Yeah.
And eventually it gets to the, oh wow, so what is it you do? And Bob has to go, I'm the formaldehyde guy. What does that mean?
Well,
they bring the cats in and I put them in the formaldehyde. Sometimes we skin them first, sometimes we don't.
Depends on the day.
And that's why Bob is single for the rest of his life.
It's a terrible job, too.
I maybe it's an honorable profession. I don't know, but it's not something you want to tell people about.
I like to think that Bob is, telling himself that he's serving education of future physicians.
Bob's friend
Chad.
Chad. Okay, Chad. Oh, it is a Chad move.
Yeah,
here.
that's Chad.
Chad also works at the factory.
Right.
Chad has a lot more success on dating apps because they say, "What do you do?" And he says, "I'm in education."
That's right.
They don't need to go into more details until later on when he's already tricked her into liking him. Also, Chad definitely sends a dick pic right after that.
Yeah.
I'm in education. Oh, that's sweet. Dick pic. Oh, Chad.
Oh, Chad.
Oh.
Chad and his twin brother, Chaz.
Chaz definitely played lacrosse and probably knows where you buy a roofie. I saw on TV the other day, I was walking through our break room at work, and there was just a group of people on TV that I don't know if they were being interviewed or what it was, but like the bro energy just filled the room from the TV. There is so much bro energy in there. And like there were probably 12 of them.
Yeah.
And you can look at it and go, one of them probably should be Me Too'd. Like there's at least one of those people.
One of those guys.
Percentage wise.
Yeah.
That did something really bad at some point.
Sure.
And just as a rule, I dislike all of them now because I know one of them did.
Right. Right.
I don't care for it. That's where Chaz is at.
That's where Chaz is hanging out. Chaz wears a jumpsuit. He's like the guy that drives the car in Reservoir Dogs. You know, the guy that gets shot.
Chaz is the guy who is listening to Migos or some rap music he has no business listening to.
Right.
And does not bother to censor himself when they get to the N-word. That's Chaz.
That's Chaz. That's Chaz. Because he identifies at some level, but not really.
No. He's all about money, too.
Sure he is.
Oh, Chaz.
He feels like a big guy when he's playing quarters poker with his buddies.
Oh, Chaz. If you're a Chaz, go get help, please.
Yeah. If you're like
we don't
Chaz.
need more of you.
No. Correction is needed. And I might work with you for all I know.
Yeah, that's true.
The track record we've got going.
You have just a series of Chazes walking through.
Skeevy dudes.
Yeah.
Skeevy dudes. And these poor girls. I mean, these girls are great. You know? I mean, they're doing much better than these fellows are.
Yeah.
And it's sad to watch.
So,
you know?
Do you think the younger generation, the people younger than us, they're on these dating apps?
Yeah.
The girls are having to like lower their standards when they settle down, or are there still enough okay guys out there that it's like, okay, that's fine?
I would argue that they've always been lowering their standards.
Well, no, I know.
Right.
To a lower level than they previously were lowered. Really?
Yeah.
Way too low.
I mean, I think...
Ladies. Ladies.
Fellas.
I mean... Have you seen us? We're terrible. All of us.
I mean, here's the thing. I do wonder about and I'm sure you have an opinion on this as well. I wonder about what we teach boys and men these days. You know, I'm talking about straight boys and men. You know, primarily, right?
Yeah,
because I feel like,
I mean, really any.
well, really,
It's a problem.
It's a problem
Across the board, Kevin Spacey.
Well, true. That's true. That's true. I'm not just talking about that, though. I'm just talking about, like, so many things.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't know what... You know, I mean, I hate to be the one saying that some medium is a problem, but, I mean, I do wonder about, you know, I don't think music is a problem. I don't think
it's
are
the
a problem.
medium.
Huh? But I'm talking about, like, video games, like, to a certain extent. You know, like...
I don't...
Because it's so I'm not saying it's just that, but I'm sometimes I think that, like, it's so involving that you really can disconnect from real life.
You can. I think it's less video game
Yeah.
that would disconnect and more just internet in general.
Yeah.
The
that's
anonymity
probably true.
of being able to say whatever you... That I have a theory. It's unfounded.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on this because it makes no difference if you, I don't know anything.
Yeah.
That part of the overconfidence is the fact that you can, like, I could go on right now, find any random email account I want, set up a Twitter under any name, and then go on and just start calling people fat cows.
Totally. You could do that.
With no ramifications.
Right.
Like, the worst thing that can possibly happen in that scenario is Twitter would shut down my account.
Yeah. That's the worst thing that
Oh, no.
Right. And they might not even know who you actually are. Like, they might have no way of
I mean,
tracing
they wouldn't.
it back to you, right?
They wouldn't try. They don't care. They just want you off the site.
Yeah, that's true. I should qualify my last statement with saying that, like, well, girls like video games too, obviously.
Yeah.
But you know, I think you're right. You make a good point, because that anonymity thing.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people out there with a lot of voice whose, let's be honest, their brains are done. Their brains aren't done cooking. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm all for giving everyone a platform. I'm all for, you know, speech being a thing, you know, and everyone having a voice and all that.
Wow, really going out on the ledge on that one.
So weird. But you know, I don't know. I mean, you just get a lot of people who are not.
Well, there's
not saying intelligent things.
There's a lot of irresponsible
right
speaking. People don't, and that's part of my thought here too. Is no one cares about ramifications anymore.
Yeah,
because there aren't, for the most part. You can.
Well, on the flip side of that, though, like, if you do something publicly, there can be severe ramifications. I watched a video.
That's new, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you know, like, people who get sort of deplatformed or dethroned, you know, their whole life gets sort of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's totally justified. Like, a lot of the Me Too stuff, of course it's justified. Like, a lot of those people were horrible.
Weinstein.
Yeah, horrible.
Not a great guy.
No, terrible guy. But, like, even, you know, there is I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about, sometimes you can say something and it be taken out of context. And even if you explain yourself really well, like, there's a certain subset of people that you're never going to get back. Does that make sense? Like,
that's true.
I was going somewhere with that, but I don't know. It's just a complicated, it's a complicated world these days.
We both, and for those who don't know, have sons.
Yes.
So this is definitely something I've put probably more thought into than I need to at this point. Mm-hmm. But
we have young sons. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Having a 2-year-old boy as my child that I'm in charge of, you know, making sure he doesn't grow up to be an asshole. Yeah. Like, that's really the goal.
That's the goal.
I mean, number one goal is to keep him alive.
Yeah. Second to that.
Second is to not have an asshole.
Right.
That's all you want.
Yeah.
Is to not have a dead child or have a child that you look at and go,
Man.
He is such a Chaz right now. He's being such a Chaz.
Where did I go wrong?
And I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, there's a lot of like the forcing of, you're a boy, destroy things, you're in charge,
sure, and
take control. That is part of it.
There's toxic masculinity too, which I think you and I are at a point now in our lives where we've realized that we've mellowed. You know what I mean? If we ever were that way to be, but that's a real thing. Like, toxic masculinity, and it hurts a lot of people. It hurts women, obviously, but it also hurts men. You know what I mean? It's not good for anybody. It's not good for our society.
It has the word toxic in it.
Right? It's
There's never anything good that has the word toxic in it.
Right? Absolutely. But I do wonder about how you become, and this is the same for girls. In olden times, there were rituals, right? There were ways that, now you're a woman. Oh, now you're a man. And we don't have that. And you and I didn't have that either. We didn't have that.
No.
It's like, now you're 18, you're 21.
We don't have the bar mitzvah tradition and things like that.
Right. But, I almost feel like something's lost in there, because because you do, when you become an adult, no matter what your gender is, you take on a certain amount of responsibility, first for yourself, and then after that for people you care about.
Yeah.
For people you choose to be with, right? And that brings with it its own, its own set of, it makes you have to change your thinking.
Yeah.
You have to adjust and reprioritize.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I think everyone's going to be all right. I mean, I think there's a certain amount of people who are never going to find somebody because they are stupid.
They're
assholes.
Chazzes.
They're Chazzes, and that's fine. Like, not everyone needs to reproduce.
No, really. And I mean, if you're listening and you're a Chaz, if you've listened to us talk about Chaz and you thought to yourself,
shit, am I Chaz?
That guy sounds pretty cool. I think I'd kick it with that guy. No dating apps for you. No talking to anyone that you think you might want to have sexual contact with. Nothing.
Right. No,
you're cut off.
You're cut off. Unless they have to come right out and say it.
Right.
Hi, Chaz. I want to sleep with you.
Yes. Do you happen to have any sort of picture of your genitalia on you?
I feel like this is a video waiting to happen. A video where this person gets exactly what they want. You know what I mean? And then somewhere along the way, there's a twist. I don't know what that is yet, but
well, think about so you got the Chazzes in the world, who are just throwing throwing dick pics out left and right. I mean, obviously, I have not studied this. This is not an actual statistic, but it's a guess.
Okay.
I would guess at least 50% of them, if the female responded with a picture of any sort of genital, not necessarily theirs, just anything, would go, and not know what to do, and that would be the end of all of it.
That would cancel.
It would terrify them because that cancels out their confidence.
I don't know what
this
to do.
is not encouraging anyone to do that. Don't
do that.
Because the other 50% would be egged on.
Right.
And you don't want super Chazzes.
Oh, no.
You'd have a group of super Chazzes and a group of lesser Chazzes.
Yeah.
And let's just stick with the average Chaz.
We don't need a whole army of Chazzes here.
No. Oh, there'd be so many Jaeger bombs.
And for every Chaz, remember, because they're Chaz, because they're twins.
Yeah.
For every Chaz, you got a Chad who's not any better.
No.
Really.
No.
And then poor old Bob.
Bob's just trying to be a nice guy.
Still by himself. He's bought perfume, cologne, all sorts of Lysols and air fresheners, Febrezes.
Smells like formaldehyde.
Can't get it off of himself.
He smells like formaldehyde.
And Bob's not a bad looking guy. Like,
Just give Bob a chance.
someone give Bob a chance. All we are saying is sushi jackknife.
Sushi jackknife.
Give Bob a chance.